All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the weekly Roundup with Mountaineers head football coach Tim Camp. Coach Camp is EOU's all-time winningest head coach here in his 15th year at the helm for the Mounties. Coach, thanks again for joining me.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. That's awesome.
All right, let's get into it, man. This last weekend, huge game, full of action. Let's break it down a little bit. The Mounties finally returned to LeGrand after 2 weeks on the road, taking on Carroll College this time. Returning to Frontier Conference play. This game had no shortage of action, big plays. We saw 3 Mountaineer interceptions in the first half. The passing game took off as Carson Bonning got his shot at quarterback, putting up over 200 yards in the first half, finished with 275 on the day. Malachi Spurrier at the receiver position had a huge day, 136 yards and a touchdown. Then, of course, late in the game, you guys got that huge fumble returned for a touchdown by Blaine Shaw to take the lead. Carroll followed that up with a blocked PAT, which they returned to make it a 1-point game. And then, of course, there's that heartbreaking field goal in the final seconds that gave Carroll the win. Obviously, not the outcome you guys wanted, but it was an impressive performance and a fun game to watch against a quality football team in Carroll College. Well, what were your thoughts on the game, Coach?
Well, you pretty much summed it up. That was awesome. Yeah, no, my take off of this game is that we can play with anybody when we play together. Really excited to watch how the offense was able to take off. And Carson, like you said, got his shot. And, I thought you had 3 receivers that really stepped up in the game with Malachi. You got Walker Camp. You got Jonah Blackham, who just really kind of grew up that day. For some people that don't see what goes on in the trenches, I thought our 5 guys that played the entire game up front, I thought that they handled the pressure very, very well. So obviously there's things that we got to fix, but I did see progress offensively, and I'm super excited moving into this next week to continue to build off of that. That the foundation has got to be built every single day. Defensively, I thought our kids scrapped around. I thought Solo Taylor had one of his better games, and obviously Blaine Shaw had another really good, solid performance. Zach Donato could be one of the best players in the country. Matter of fact, I think he might be on the defensive side of the ball. And we had some young kids inside that were fighting their tails off. So all in all, I was so pleased with the performance, and how we played for 60 minutes. The outcome's not what we want. We're in it to win football games. But at the same time, I thought this was a great building block for our football program because we did play for 60 minutes. And I think we showed each other that, hey, what we're doing and how we're doing it is the correct way. Now we just got to make our plays. We on both sides of the ball, we left plays out there. Special forces, we left plays out there, So, again, to continue to build off of things, to try and get better on each play. It's kind of that so what, now what? Hey, next play. We got to get to the next play, no matter if it was good, bad, or indifferent. Hey, I got to do my job, But at the end of the day, walking off, that's something that I can definitely build off of. Super proud about how the kids played that day. But we got to make some plays so we can make sure that at the end of the day, it's a W in the column and not a loss.
Right, and that's one of those things, a blocked PAT return for 2 points, just bizarre kind of things that can happen in any game. In a game that close, right, any small thing can throw it off. But you touched on a lot of different things there, and I think, all around, what a performance for the team. The receiver position, you talked about the O-line. We saw Bonning sitting in the pocket and really delivering some just beautiful balls. It was fun to watch, for sure. And so, moving forward, how do you take those things and continue to build upon that?
Well, I think it's game plan based. We tried to find out what these kids did well, and instead of having, hey, we do this because we are this, we found out, hey, this is something that he can do. This is something that the O-line can do. This is something that the running backs can do. Hey, these receivers are skilled. They can do these things, right? And then you build a game plan off of that. And I think that's what we continue to do as we progress into the season. Special forces, same type of deal. Hey, credit them. Their 300-pounder beat our 300-pounder. It is what it is, We still had a chance offensively with 4 minutes left to put the game away. We got the ball. We still had a chance in special forces to kick a field goal, to keep it out of range earlier in the game. We still had a chance at the very end of the game defensively to stop them. They still had to go 70 yards, So we all had and played a factor in this game. And as a head coach, I look back and I'm like, hey, should I call a timeout? No, their kicker just tore his ACL. This is the backup. Let him step in there and pop it, And, hey, credit them. They did that, So, but at the same time, we all had an opportunity to be something in this game. But, again, I'm so proud of the kids about how they fought for 60 minutes. That's something that you can build off of as a head coach. That's something that I look forward to each and every day, to watch a young man who gets put in a situation, to watch him go and perform, to be able to say, hey, you know what, coach, you can count on me, right? And to be able to put yourself in that situation. So then at the end of the day, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you come back and you watch the film, hey, I can correct that. That's not an effort deal. That's how you play Mountie football. That's exactly right. So a lot of really, really good things in all aspects. Although, you know what, we're in it to win football games, not to be close.
Yeah, right. At the end of the day, that's, obviously the desired end result that all that preparation is for. But yeah, like you said, you had some amazing things going on this week. It was fun to watch, and let's see if we can take that momentum into week 2. Let's look at this upcoming game, right? So we got a big one coming up against number 11 College of Idaho, right? So they just moved up in the rankings, now sitting at number 11 in the country, hitting the road again. As of right now, C of I is the conference leader and the conference favorite. They're sitting at 3-0, coming off a big win over Southern Oregon, 42-24. This is a team that plays both sides of the ball very well. They're averaging over 31 points a game, outscoring opponents by 16 points a game. And the thing that really stuck out to me is their run game. Just looking at the numbers, through 3 games, they're averaging 213 rushing yards a game, nearly matching their air attack that puts up 235. It seems like we'll see kind of a similar rushing attack with the two-headed monster in the backfield, similar to Carroll and Hunter Gilbert and Alomar Alexander, who are both putting up big numbers for that Yote backfield. So, what's the outlook on this week?
Well, I think you're going to get an opportunity to see what we just had. We got to firm up our run defense, and offensively we got to keep the ball out of their hands. That's one of the goals, is to keep our defense off the field and continue to move the sticks. They got a very dynamic group in the backfield for them. I think their offensive line is coached very well. And again, their passing game's putting up over 225, 235 a game. Very, very balanced attack, and they're going to have an impact in this game. So our goal is we're going to try and do everything we can to slow down that run game and force them to pass the football. I think that's something that we're very, very capable of doing. And then at the same time, offensively, is to be able to pick and choose our shots. To be able to get our quarterback in there who's comfortable, to be able to let him go through his progressions and be able to get the ball to the playmakers so the playmakers can make plays. So ultimately that's where we're at offensively and defensively, and then to be a factor in the special force game. To be able to flip the momentum. Whether it be punts, whether it be Rangers, whether it be force recon, to be able to just solidify what we are and who we are as a football program, and to be able to do this and to be able to win those phases of the game. I think is going to be very important in our week of preparation, continuing to be able to build off of the things that we did last week, so we can go out there and we can put another performance on the field and then go win a football game. I think that's ultimately what we got to do each and every day, because each and every day presents a new opportunity for everybody, and if your number's called, you got to be ready to go, So that's the motivation for us. The goal, obviously, each week is to go win, but the journey to get there is oftentimes the most important thing.
Absolutely. And you touched on a lot of important things there, especially the importance of special teams, right? I mean, we saw it last week just how important special teams are. I mean, in terms of momentum and big plays like that, and it changes a game, and there's a reason why you spend a lot of time on that throughout the week. I mean, games can definitely be won or lost in that aspect of the game. One thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the big focus for us is And hey, our Rangers team, our kickoff team was holding them inside the 20 every time. Our jump squad team, we were punting the ball away from them, and we were making sure that we got down there. They fair caught the majority of everything. So, hey, that's a win-win. Our tango team, hey, block just a little bit better, give Parker Robinson a chance to get around the edge. You could have a big return, But then if you go out there with your force recon, your field goal team, and obviously we have a breakdown in what we're trying to get done, whether it be an alignment deal, whether it be, hey, that guy just was better than me that play. But you've got to win every phase of the special force game, so I can mark in our tally box each week, hey, we won the special force game. We did something that created something for our offense, or we created something for our defense, and I think that's one of the things when you talk about special teams. I've been doing special teams for 16 years, and I think that at the end of the day, to be able to go out there and be impactful with that one play. A lot of people don't know this. There's 25 to 31 plays in a game of special forces, right? What can you do on that one play, right? What can you do to impact the game? And I think that's the big emphasis that I continue to preach here at Eastern is, what are you going to do when you get your opportunity, right? Can you be impactful? Can you do your job? And can you do it to the best of your ability? And I see a lot of guys doing that, and that's exciting to me. And hey, guess what? Hey, you continue to work hard, you continue to believe, and you continue to buy in, you continue to do the things the right way, because it's the right thing to do. You will be the best, and you will win football games. But the special forces part of it is a huge deal for our football program.
Right, yeah, that's something. It flies under the radar, and a lot of people don't think about it, but it's a third of the game. And like you said,
gosh, I love it. I mean, it is. I do all the special teams, and I take credit for the bad things. And if it's something good, it's the kids. But at the end of the day, it creates so much momentum for the offense or the defense, and it can sway and it can turn a game big time.
Absolutely. You talked about the field position aspect of it earlier, right? That's something that people don't think about either. If you're pinning somebody inside the 20 every time, that makes a drive that much harder, So
they got to go. The chances of them scoring, the percentages go down the further you keep them away.
Exactly. So, yeah, those are a lot of great things that we touched on there. Before we wrap this up, as always, the last question for you. What are the 3 keys heading into this game against the College of Idaho to win here?
Well, I think there's one big key this week, and that's, hey, let's build off of what we just put out there, right? Continue to be consistent, continue to build on the foundation, because now the kids, as they work together for 60 minutes, I think it not only did they prove to the program, but I think they proved to each other. When you play the game of football well, and you play it for 60 minutes, and you play it together, that's what a team is. And they were pulling for each other, offense, defense, special forces. And then the last thing I'll say is, when you get your opportunity, make your play.
Exactly. Great stuff, Coach. We saw the importance of all those things this last week. Can't wait to see what happens this weekend. As always, thank you for your time.
Well, I appreciate you guys, and continue to mount up.
Mount up. That's right. The Mounties are going to take on the number 11 ranked College of Idaho Yotes at 2 p.m. Mountain Time this coming Saturday in Caldwell, Idaho, for their 5th contest of the season. You can find links for all game day coverage on the football schedule at EOUsports.com. Thanks again for joining us on the weekly Roundup. Don't forget to follow Mountaineer Athletics on all of his social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching at EOU Athletics. We'll see you next week, Mountie Nation.